of the UC Davis Aggies on this day before Thanksgiving. It is Coach Plough. Coach, Jason Ross here. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving, or Eve, I guess.
Yeah, same to you, Jason. Fired up to be on here, man. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, I know based on talking to you, Coach, over the last couple of weeks, look, you obviously wanted to win the Causeway. You wanted to have an opportunity at a second season, but also getting a bye, a seed and a bye, that's got to be so rewarding for you and your guys to get some much-needed time off to maybe even get a little bit healthier for a week. How much value will you have in this week off from a game?
Yeah, I think any time this part of the season, if you got a little extra time, it's going to help. And I think more importantly, just the chance for our guys to go be with their families on Thanksgiving. They were so excited when we got the news on Sunday, and it was mostly because they get to be with their families. And we were all kind of prepared to have to do a Thanksgiving here together as a team. And then when we get the word that everybody gets to go home, I thought that was really cool for the guys and much deserved.
Yeah, so what's the timeline? Would they get to go home like Tuesday through Thursday or Friday? Like, how much time do they get off?
They're going to practice today, and then they'll take off today, and then they'll be back Sunday.
Oh, nice. Okay, now
yeah.
I know for you and your staff, hopefully you guys get a little time. Coach's work never ends. Do you prepare for both teams because you got the extra time? Do you wait for that game to end to know who you're playing? How do you approach that, knowing that you could be playing Central Connecticut State or even Rhode Island?
Yeah, we kind of do, a lot of the legwork. A lot of times the breakdown stuff can be, the first couple of days can be a lot of time spent kind of breaking down the team, getting to know the team and who they are. But this week we're able to spend enough time and say, okay, let's kind of break down both teams and at least get some of the important info, put in. And that way, when we come back on Saturday, we don't have to start from scratch. We're kind of already at least ahead of the game on either team. And so that'll be the plan. We'll watch the game as a staff on Saturday, and as soon as it's done, we'll start grinding away.
I know when you got to Sunday, so you have an emotional Causeway, you win that. You've got everybody together to watch the selection show. I mean, you're in. You don't know what seed or where you're going to go. What's the anticipation like when you feel like you've done the work, you've got the resume to be there, and then you're kind of waiting on the committee and the field to see where you fall in? What's that moment like to see your name up there and to kind of see what your map looks like?
And in 2018 and last year, we knew we were going to be a top 8 seed, so there wasn't a lot of mystery behind it. It was just kind of waiting to see how high we were. This year, we really had no idea what the committee was going to do. Like you said, we knew we were going to be in, and we knew we were going to be home, but we really didn't know what seed we were going to be or what the other teams were. And as they started listing out the other top 8 seeds, and we realized the teams they were picking, as a staff, we started kind of looking at each other like, man, we might be higher than we think. And then when they released us as the 8th seed, it was just pure joy in the ballroom there. I mean, guys just running around cheering. It was a really fun moment. And for the year that these guys have had, it has been one of the craziest, most difficult years I've been a part of. And I think for them to have that happen, man, I think they've deserved some good moments. So that was cool.
I always wondered, since we talked to you from the almost week 1, and it was week 1 with week 0, technically, with the Mercer game, how if that was going to end up being a factor in some sort of weird way for either team. I think Mercer ended up being an automatic qualifier, but everybody watched that game, Coach, and so we all saw it. It was tough to not count it. It was such a weird entity. And to have one less game, now it ended up not being a factor, which was a good thing. But I don't know how the committee, if they truly said, yeah, it was not a game that happened, because we all kind of saw it. It was such a unique situation that I don't know if you'll ever see that again. That was so bizarre.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have I don't have anything to prove that I'm right about this. But I would just say that with Mercer being the 6th seed, as soon as we saw them at the 6th seed, a lot of us were like, there's no way they're going to keep us out of the top 8. Because even though even though they know that the game's not supposed to count, like you said, everybody watched it.
Yeah.
Everyone saw it, and they saw that we basically dominated the game. And so when I saw they were the 6th seed, that's when I started thinking, man, we might have a bye here. And I think the respect that the Big Sky Conference has, the fact that everyone saw that game, I don't know when we'll be able to say this, but I think it definitely had a big impact on why we ended up getting the bye, was because we played Mercer early in the year and basically beat them, you know.
I know coaches will never do this, like for your players. Like, you've got to worry about Central Connecticut State and or Rhode Island here as your first matchup. But when the whole thing comes out and you see what potentially could be if you guys were to advance as the Bison in the next round, do you get any feelings about that, or are you trying your best to just go, look, I got to worry about this week in preparation, next week the actual game, and then if you do win, then you worry about them?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just, the coach talk would be like, hey, one game at a time. But, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. You see that up there, you're like, okay, well, I mean, that's the path probably. Historically, that's probably the path you're going to go through. And historically, Davis and North Dakota State, I mean, there's a lot of rich history between those two programs playing against each other for a long time. I mean, when I was a player here, we played them every year. We were in the same conference. And so I just think, if we get to that point and that happens, I mean, that's what the playoffs are about. You're playing teams you don't normally play, and you're playing the best, and that's what you want to test yourself against. And we've talked about our program, and if we want to get to where we want to go, we got to figure out a way to beat the Montanas and the Dakotas.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wouldn't be shocking that if we win a playoff game that we end up playing a team from the Montanas or the Dakotas. So seeing that, though, it just makes you feel like, all right, how good these playoffs are and how many good teams there are. With the type of season we've had, like I've told you guys for weeks, we're so beat up and we're not getting any of these guys back. So, I mean, it's every game for us is going to be difficult. But we're just so thankful to have more football games together. And I think when this team plays its best, they can beat anybody. And when we don't play our best, we can lose to anybody. So I think once we kind of lock in who we're playing, we really got to focus on that and do our best.
Coach, I want to go back to Saturday, too. The Causeway was such a great game. And for you as someone that, is trying to be the leader of the team and stay locked into the game, the swings of emotions. Look, you guys, it's senior day, so you honor all the seniors before the game. You get off to a quick start, and then the Hornets kind of storm back, get their footing. They have the lead. You're down going into the fourth quarter, and then you guys close with the last 14 points. Just, I'd be curious when you think back on that game, kind of the swings of the game and the emotions of how that one all played out.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing, I mean, again, if I'm being just completely honest, I think the strange thing about the game was we were losing, but it never felt like it was out of our control, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it felt like offensively we had 2 fumbles that stopped drives. And other than that, we pretty much moved the ball the way we wanted to offensively. And then defensively, I felt like we were making the drives very difficult for their offense. We knew they couldn't throw the forward pass. So it was, hey, we just got to hang in here and pound away. But we gave their offense some short fields, and that kind of put our defense in a bad spot. So I think there was confidence on our guys that, hey, we're kind of doing this to ourselves right here. We just got to have a great fourth quarter and do our stuff. And I thought the sign of that was, I think we're down by 10,
mm-hmm.
and our team is like celebrating on the sideline, like truly finding joy, like in the moment of like, they didn't really care what the score was. They were just like happy to be together on senior day and like playing football in front of a good crowd. And you could just, when that started happening, I remember thinking and telling the staff on the headset, like, hey guys, I think we're going to be okay. Like these guys, they are as loose as could be. They're just thankful to be together. And it felt like in that moment, one team was super loose and confident and one team was super tight. And it kind of, you could tell it just started to flip a little bit there.
Yeah, and then end up being a good day for you guys, and certainly you get ready for next week. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Coach. Are you with family and friends and loved ones? How's your Thanksgiving going tomorrow?
Oh yeah, we're going over to my in-laws, and they are huge listeners of.
We appreciate that. That's right.
They always tune in, so I got to say hi to my father-in-law Rick and my mother-in-law Debbie. We're heading over to their house for Thanksgiving, and my main goal is to just make sure the three boys don't break something and don't make anybody upset in the time frame that we are over there for Thanksgiving. But they always do a wonderful job, and we'll be with family down in the Bay Area, and then have a chance hopefully to watch some football. We got a big football weekend.
Yes.
Good games.
Yeah, you can just watch as a fan, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Coach, congrats on your season. There's more season to go. We always appreciate your insight. Happy Thanksgiving to Rick and Debbie, too. Thank you for them for listening. And enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next week as you get ready for your first playoff game next week.
Well, I appreciate you guys. And, Jason, I really appreciate you because your partner seems to be a quitter that he's not here today. Like he just takes days off. Whereas you, my friend, you are in the seat ready to work, and that's a true guy right there. So I appreciate you guys. Find some joy. Have a great Thanksgiving. Talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. That's UC Davis head coach Tim Plough, wishing him and his a happy Thanksgiving. When we come back, hour number 2 of the show, the Kings play the Suns tonight. We'll get into that. We have week 13 of the